Hello all, welcome to another session in this course. As part of this session, I am going to cover the next topic, that is using one of the inbuilt synchronous and asynchronous functions in JavaScript. Okay, using one of the inbuilt synchronous and asynchronous functions in JavaScript. So in the previous sessions, we have learned about the callback function and how to use a callback function with synchronous and asynchronous functions. I covered that. After that, I covered the synchronous and asynchronous behavior in JavaScript. So before you start this particular topic, right, if you have the knowledge of this previous two sessions, you will be able to understand this topic in a better way. So here, as an example, I would like to demonstrate one of the inbuilt synchronous and asynchronous functions in JavaScript. Okay. So a lot of inbuilt synchronous and asynchronous functions will be there in JavaScript or JavaScript related libraries and all those stuff. So we should be aware of what are synchronous and asynchronous inbuilt functions in JavaScript, how to use them. Just to give a small, demo, I'm taking this example. Okay. So fine, let's get started. Okay. So for this, I'll launch Visual Studio Code, guys. I'll launch Visual Studio Code. You already know what is synchronous and asynchronous, right? Synchronous means if a particular JavaScript code is synchronous code means the code will run line by line. After line 1 is completed, then line 2 will be executed. After line 2 is completed, then line 3 and so on. But coming to the asynchronous, if a particular line in the JavaScript code is taking good amount of time, so it will not stop the program from running the remaining part of the code. Okay, while this particular line which is taking time is getting executed and it's taking good amount of time, the next line will start executing, guys, to save the time. Okay, so the advantage or benefit of using the asynchronous functions is asynchronous behavior in JavaScript language is, the advantage of using the asynchronous behavior in JavaScript programming or JavaScript language is that, to save the time. So asynchronous activities, because they run simultaneously, multiple lines of code are getting run simultaneously, right, in asynchronous behavior in JavaScript language, right? Because of which the time taken for the code to get executed or whatever the time taken to complete the process by the program will be done in a faster way in asynchronous. Okay, that's the advantage of the asynchronous behavior in JavaScript language. Okay, so now without any delays, you got already the idea, right? What is synchronous, what is asynchronous, and all those stuff. Now let me give an example, as I mentioned, right? One of the example as a demo, let me give you a lot of examples I can give in JavaScript language, to demonstrate inbuilt synchronous and asynchronous. A lot of examples will be there, but I'm going to take one example for this. Okay, for that, let me launch Visual Studio Code, and here let me delete this file, guys. Freshly, let me create another file. Here, freshly, yes, brand new file. Let me create demo.js file. Here, no code is available. At this point of time, there is no code available. And here in this, I'll be writing the code, guys. I will be writing the code. First thing here is whatever the inbuilt function that I'm going to demonstrate right now. Okay. Whatever the inbuilt function regarding the synchronous or asynchronous function that I'm going to demonstrate right now from JavaScript language, right? Actually, it is not directly from the JavaScript. Okay. So when you talk about JavaScript, right, there is a client side and server side. Client side, and we have the JavaScript server side. For the server side, okay, there is a client side JavaScript and server side JavaScript also. For this server side, we need a node.js. Okay, we have a lot of modules in Node.js. Okay, that we can write in the JavaScript language, and we need to get these modules from Node.js. For the client side, browser is enough, right? Browser is okay, all the client side JavaScript language can be experienced at the browser side, but server side, if you talk about the server side, there are few modules in server side. Okay, so if you want to do some kind of activities which are behind the browser, we need to go with the server side. There is in that case, we have to go with the modules of the Node.js. As you already know, in one of the or in the beginning session itself, I have asked you guys to download, and I showed you how to download and install Node.js, right? You don't have to do anything else. If you already have done in the first session, you don't have to download or install Node.js. So whatever I'm going to cover here, whatever the example I'm taking here, whatever the inbuilt synchronous and asynchronous functions I'm going to demonstrate here, they are not directly available in the JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript need to uh, take the module from one of the module. Okay, JavaScript language need to use one of the module from the Node.js. Okay, so that's what is something that you need to understand. Don't go too deep. Just at a high level, understand that whatever I'm explaining here, that is synchronous, asynchronous, inbuilt functions in JavaScript are not directly part of the JavaScript. JavaScript need to get it from Node.js. Okay, so mainly whatever the example I'm taking is generally used at server side, guys, not at the client side. Okay, server side, like whatever the example or whatever the inbuilt function I'm taking for synchronous and asynchronous function I'm taking as an example here, which is not directly available in the JavaScript, but JavaScript need to use it as a module. One of the module it has to use from Node.js. Okay. What is the example all about? The example is reading. Okay, the inbuilt function is all about reading text from a file. Okay, how to read text from a file is not directly available in the JavaScript. We don't have a direct library in JavaScript which can read the text from a file. Rather, JavaScript need to use one of the module from the Node.js. The module name is FS, guys. Okay, file system. FS stands for file system. The JavaScript need to use a module from Node.js. Okay, after this JavaScript, in the JavaScript code, once I start using this file system module from the Node.js, then only it is possible for me to demonstrate this inbuilt function. Okay, to demonstrate synchronous and asynchronous functions in JavaScript. Okay, fine. So, and this function is going to read the text. Okay, a lot of examples will be there apart from reading text from the file, calling an API call, there will be some functions, inbuilt functions to make an API call. A lot of things will be there, but here we'll stick to this one for now. Okay, reading text from a file, we'll take that as an example. This is an example, guys. Okay, this is an example where I'm going to use it for explaining this for showcasing or demoing inbuilt and you know inbuilt synchronous and asynchronous functions from one of the modules in Node.js that we are going to use in JavaScript language. So I told you, right, in order to use a module from Node.js, in order to use a module from Node.js, right, here we have these nodes here. I'll be using these nodes as a reference. Okay. Okay. Let me open this. There's some code, guys. There is some code here. You can see that and understand. Okay, just go here. This line we have to write, guys. There is a inbuilt function in JavaScript known as require function. Okay, so we have to write something known as require. Require is an inbuilt function. Sorry, require const fs is equal to require, like this I'll write. Okay, and in single quotes fs I have to write. Okay, this module. Okay, why we have written require? By default, JavaScript doesn't have this file system library. Okay, by default, the JavaScript language doesn't have this file system library. We need to get it from the Node.js. We have to get it from the Node.js library. Okay, to get this file system module from the Node.js library, we have to use this inbuilt method from the JavaScript, and we have to mention the name of the module, and it will return you that file system. Okay. Now using this, okay. So before I start using it, just to demonstrate the synchronous and asynchronous activity, let me write a console.log saying starting starting of the okay. Let's say starting of the program otherwise, okay. Starting of the program I'll write. Now here, one more line I'll write, that is ending of the program. Ending of the program. Okay, starting of the program. In between this starting of the program and ending of the program getting printed, I'm going to use this file system module which have used which I got from the Node.js into this JavaScript language here. Using this object reference, I can call a method known as read file. When I say read file, two methods, two inbuilt functions in this file system module in Node.js are coming in this JavaScript file here. You see, one of them is saying read file, other one is saying sync. This means this is synchronous version. This is an asynchronous. Okay, if sync word is not there in this file name, that means it is an asynchronous version. If sync word is there in this, that is a synchronous version. So first let me demonstrate the synchronous version, which will be simple, guys. Okay, let me synchronous inbuilt function. So synchronous means things will happen line by line, right? I already told you, right? Synchronous behavior in the previous session, I told you synchronous behavior means after the line 1 is executed, then line 2 will get executed, then line 3 will executed, then line 4 will get executed. Okay, things will happen in a line by line execution basis. read file system, if I hover this, you see, first one, I need to give the path of the file, guys. Okay, path or file descriptor. Here, I need to give the path of the file. So here, let me go here, the same folder, okay? This JS project folder is there. Under the same folder, demo.js is there, right? Under that, let me create a new file. I'll just name this file as, sample.txt file, okay? Some sample.txt file. And here we are learning JavaScript programming language. This text, simple, very simple text. We are learning JavaScript programming language I have created. And what is the name of the file I created? Sample.txt file. Right here, I would like to give the path of this. Since this JavaScript file and this sample.txt file are in the same folder, I don't have to give the full path. I just can give the name and extension of the file, sample.txt. After that, what is the next thing that I have to give, guys? Next thing is I need to give the encoding, guys. I need to give the encoding. How to give the encoding? Generally, right, UTF kind of stuff will be there. UTF-8 or something will be there. Okay, this is a proper encoding. Yeah, UTF-8 or something. So you can see here, UTF-8 kind of stuff. Okay. Let me see in case of, okay. So fs dot UTF-8. That's it. Okay. Now hold the mouse on this, and this particular function is returning you, should return you the data that is there in the file. Okay, whatever the text that is there in the file will be read by this and will be returned. Okay, will be returned by returned back as. So I'll just write down const data here is equal to. Now I would like to print it out. Okay, once it is has read, once it has read, I would like to print it out. Console.log data, I'll say. Okay, after reading only this data will be able to print, but this reading process will take some time, guys. Okay, this is synchronous activity, and reading process will take some time. Even though it takes some time also, okay, even though it takes some time also, the ending of the program will not be printed, guys, because this is synchronous activity, synchronous behavior, or we are using a inbuilt synchronous function. It's not an asynchronous. In synchronous, if this particular line is taking some time, it will wait. The program will wait until this is completed, then only it will go to the next line. For starting of the program, then whatever the text that is there in the sample.txt file will be retrieved here using the read file sync inbuilt function, synchronous function, and will be printed here. Then ending of the program will be printed at the end. So let's see whether the same thing is happening, whatever we thought is happening or not. Node space demo.js, I'll write starting of the program. There is a problem, guys. There is a mistake or some problem here. That is okay, I should not be giving UTF-8 like this. Okay, so maybe there is some mistake I have done. So let me, okay, so put a semicolon or something here, and let me copy this line and paste this here. There's small mistake maybe. What is the mistake? We can find it out. Yeah, we have to give this in double quotes, guys. Sorry, I forgot the double quotes here. I need to provide this in double quotes. Okay, forgot. Okay, anyhow, no problem. Let me clear this. Just I need to give that UTF-8 in double quotes, guys. Okay, UTF-8 in double quotes. That's the problem. Node demo.js, and you see, starting of the program, we are learning JavaScript programming language. Ending of the program, you see, line by line, they got executed. Now I will convert this into asynchronous activity right now. Okay. Instead of using sync word, if I remove the sync, it will become the async nature. Okay. This will become the async nature, guys. Just click on this arrow, you'll get all the information. Asynchronously reads the entire contents of a file. If this particular reading of the file will take some time, the program execution will not stop at this line until this is completed. Rather, execution will continue. So for starting of the program, then ending of the program, since this is taking time to read the text from the file and then print it, this will take some time, and after this is done, this will be executed. Okay, let's see whether that is happening or not. Node demo.js. Sorry, clear. Node demo.js. If I write, what is the problem here? Okay, there is one problem, guys. If you are using read file, you have to give more arguments here, guys. First one is path you have to give. Second one is yeah, that is encoding in double quotes you have to give. Third thing here is we have to use a callback function, guys. We have to create a callback function. Let me write a callback function here. What type of callback function we have to write here? Error. First one is error, guys. Just put a comma, just error you write down. Whatever the error is coming will be recorded here, and then whatever the data you have read from this file, that data guys, okay? That data, and you don't have to write like this anymore, and simply just write like this. And here create a arrow function in JavaScript, okay? Like this, okay? This is an arrow function. And here simply write down console.log, simply provide data guys, don't worry about the error, and let's not make this topic complex, okay, by utilizing this error or something, but let me go here like this, okay. So since this is an asynchronous activity, this kind of stuff is required guys, callback function and all these things are required. In synchronous function, this kind of callback function is not required, but in asynchronous function, this kind of callback function is required, okay. This kind of callback function is required. So yeah, that's great. Let's see what is happening now. Like the error should be gone now. It's okay to do the errors. Starting of the program, then ending of the program. You see the whatever the line console.log of data, right? That has taken some time and it has, you see, because of the asynchronous activity. Since this particular statement has taken some time to get the data or read the data from the file and print it here, okay? Before you see, it has not waited here to get it read from the file and then printed. Rather, it went on executing the next line of the program, that is the ending of the program got printed, and then the line which was taking time has been retrieved and printed. Okay, fine. So guys, this is one of the example, guys. This is one of the examples of how to use inbuilt functions. Okay, that is inbuilt synchronous and asynchronous functions in JavaScript libraries. Okay, and this file system is not from JavaScript, it's from Node.js. And by default, JavaScript doesn't have this file system module, which will help us in handling the files, that is handling the file operations like reading, writing kind of files, okay, from the files and all those stuff. So we have to use this module from Node.js, then only we'll be able to write this code, okay, or then only we'll be able to use this kind of synchronous and asynchronous functions in JavaScript, okay. So hope guys you got the idea what exactly are the inbuilt functions, okay, one of the inbuilt functions, okay, in JavaScript. Fine. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.